Do you realize that 46 million turkeys are cooked every Thanksgiving? Damn, that is a lot of birds. But here's the kicker. The majority of people don't ever get to experience turkey in its ultimate form, and that's smoked. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make a turkey that's juicier, more flavorful, and it's gonna make you question ever baking or frying another turkey. I smoke a turkey every year for my family. In fact, I end up smoking multiple turkeys, and every single one of them end up being a hit. If you can nail down the proper technique for smoking a turkey, then you're gonna be the person responsible at every Thanksgiving dinner for bringing the turkey, I promise. Smoking a turkey is second to none to any other technique. I'm talking about baking, frying, whatever kind of crazy shit you got. Smoking is the best. And the first thing that you gotta consider is what bird you need to buy. When smoking a turkey, I like to go with a 12 to a 15 pound turkey. Those birds tend to cook way more evenly. And if you go much higher than that to the 18 to 20 pound turkeys, you run into more issues. If you're in a situation where you have to cook for more people, I'd recommend smoking 2 birds. And a good rule of thumb for figuring out how much of a turkey you need to cook, you need to take the number of guests and multiply it by 1.5 or even 1. So if you got 10 people, just multiply the amount of guests by 1, you're gonna need a 10 pound turkey if you have 10 people. Next question you might have is, do I buy fresh or frozen? So on Thanksgiving Day, I usually go out and I support the butcher and I'll get a fresh turkey. They're insanely expensive. A 15 pound turkey last year cost me $60. If you buy frozen, you're gonna pay $1 a pound. And honestly, the quality doesn't correlate with the price in my experience. That $60 turkey was good, was phenomenal, everyone loved it, but I can make a frozen turkey and everyone will still love it. For this video, I'm actually using a frozen turkey. I wasn't gonna pay $60 for a video. If you do end up getting a frozen turkey, you need to give it plenty of time to thaw. It's 24 hours for every 5 pounds of turkey. So now that you have your bird picked out, let's go to the next step, which is brining. So the brining process is hands down the best way to make sure that you have a delicious smoked turkey. There's really no excuse not to use a brine. You're gonna be smoking this thing, so you wanna give it every chance to be juicy. It can be as simple as salt and water. We're gonna take it a step further than that, and I'm gonna walk you through the process. It's very simple. First, you wanna start with just over 2 gallons of water. Then you wanna add 1 cup of brown sugar, 1.5 cups of salt, 1/4 a cup of barbecue seasoning, 1 cup of molasses, 1 cup of honey, 1 tablespoon of whole peppercorns, and a pinch of red pepper flakes. Then you wanna crush a few garlic cloves and throw those in. Lastly, you wanna slice 2 lemons, squeeze them into the brine, and then toss the halves in. All right, so what we wanna do is dissolve this. We don't wanna get it boiling, we just need to dissolve. And you might be thinking that I went really heavy on the sugar, and I did actually. What that's gonna do is it's gonna give an amazing color to that turkey when we're done smoking it. Like I said, please do not skip this step. It's gonna separate your dry turkey from your great turkey, I promise. So I think it's dissolved pretty good. What we wanna do is we want this brine to cool down. I'm gonna throw some ice cubes in it, shut this heat off, and set it in the freezer and let it come down. And then we're gonna move on to the next step while this cools down and talk about spatchcocking the turkey. All right, let's talk about spatchcocking this turkey. Spatchcocking a turkey is not 100% necessary, but I do find that my turkeys cook way more evenly and it gives me much more surface area to work with. That means I can put seasoning on much more of the turkey. Let me show you how this is done. It's very similar to how you would spatchcock a chicken, except for the bones are gonna be a lot tougher to get through. So instead of kitchen shears, we're gonna use garden shears. All right, so what we need to do, take this turkey, turn it over like that, and just like you would with a chicken, we're gonna take this spine out. So you need to make a line through here, and you're gonna make a line through here. That should remove this. There we go. Now, the problem with the shears is once you get up into the thicker part of the back, they don't really open as much as I would like. All right, so now that we got that side, we need to do this side. All right, so now what we end up with is we have this breastbone right here. Best thing to do with that, pop right through it. Now, if you got some strength, you should be able to just separate that there. Now we're just gonna separate that out of there. There we go. Okay, so what I like to do is I buy one of these 5-gallon buckets, put a large brining bag inside of it. You don't want to put the turkey in this bucket here without a brining bag in it. I like to take it, make it small as possible. Stick it down in there. From here, it's a little tricky because I got this thing so full, but what I need to do, get this liquid into this bucket without making a fucking mess. Boom! Ain't that beautiful? Well, there you go. What's in the bag? Most of it. Hey, if you don't fuck up in the kitchen or on the grill, how do you learn? Take this lid, put it in the fridge. I'll see you tomorrow when we're gonna throw this thing on the smoker. And I got a mess to clean up. All right, so it's the next day and we've got the bird out of the brine. The brine's really done its job. That sugar has penetrated that skin, give it a really nice brown color. Next step is drying it off, seasoning it, and then injecting it. So let's get started. So what you wanna do is I like to start with the back, and you wanna dab off all of the moisture. Well, not all of it, but majority of it. And anything like this, we're gonna actually cut this off because this will not render down. Yeah, you want to get as much moisture as you can because we want that skin to actually crisp up. Get a sharp knife and let's just remove this. And anything else you see on here, you know, let's make sure we remove anything that you don't think is going to render down. And I think we are good. Now we're going to start seasoning from the back side first. That way we can dry off that top side. What you want to do is take some olive oil or any type of oil and just kind of slather that on there. What that oil is going to do is it's going to kind of almost fry that skin up a little bit when you're smoking it. We're going to smoke this thing at a little bit higher temperatures than you normally would. What I like to do is just use your favorite barbecue rub here. Make sure you season from up high. That way we can get an even coat on the back of this turkey. So now we'll flip it over and we'll do the same thing to the other side. A little bit of olive oil. Lather that on there real nice. Do the same thing. And again, make sure you're seasoning from higher up. With the wings, pull them out like that there. Do the same thing to this side. I think we're pretty good. All right, next step, we're going to inject this turkey. You're gonna make a simple solution. I'm gonna show you that right now. All right, so for this injection sauce, you're gonna need a stick of butter, cup of chicken broth, a tablespoon of your favorite hot sauce. Then you're gonna do about tablespoon of your favorite barbecue rub. And next, you want to use your favorite Cajun seasoning. And we're going to do about a tablespoon of that as well. You're going to heat this up till the butter's melted. All right, so what you're going to do is take that injection solution and we're just going to start putting it into the turkey. You'll notice that it plumps up pretty nice. Make sure you're pulling out a little bit as you're injecting. It will mess that rub up a little bit. Don't worry, we're going to fix that once we get it on the smoker. All right, we're ready to move on to throwing it in the smoker. All right, guys, we have this seasoned, injected, and we're ready to put it on this smoker. Now, I have a lot of videos showing you how to use the Weber Smokey Mountain. I'm gonna link that up here at the top right. But we're gonna run this smoker without a water pan. Well, we're gonna have the water pan in there. We're just not putting any water in it. I'm also using wood chunks and we're gonna run it about 300. We'll be back probably after about an hour or so just to see how that bark is setting. And then we can talk about what to do from there. Alrighty, we've been on here for just over an hour, running at about 300. We're gonna go ahead and start basting. What I've done is I've melted some butter and I threw some of that barbecue seasoning that I like in here. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna baste this. Now you wanna make sure you don't rub that seasoning off, so be very careful. I kinda like to just let it drip. I like doing this right here, but only after the bark has set on the bird. You're gonna notice that a couple places, like the wings, are starting to get dark. I'll show you what we're gonna do to that here in just a second so we can keep those looking really nice. So the way that we stop these wings from getting any darker, very simple. Take some foil, just wrap it around it. And that's it. Okay, so we're looking at an internal temperature of about 145. This is gonna be the last time that I baste this. Like I said, kind of do it softly. Then I might crank the temperature up just a little bit to about 350. Also, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cover this with foil loosely. That's very important. And we're going to loosely cover this with foil. And I'll show you how we do that. We probably got 30 more minutes on this bird, and then we'll be back. Okay, let's recap. We bought the right size bird, we spatchcocked it, we brined it, we injected it, we seasoned it, then we smoked it for roughly 3 hours at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And if your skin's getting darker than you like, just make sure you protect those pieces of the turkey with some foil. Let's get into cutting this thing up. And then after we cut it up, I want to show you a little trick that I do that most people don't do for some reason. And I think they're really missing an opportunity to add even more flavor. All right, so I'm going to set aside some of this bird so I can show you what I like to do here. So what you can do here, once you got your bird cut up, go ahead and dust it with a little more seasoning. And I promise you, if your guests get a piece of this breast meat or any of this meat and it's got some of that seasoning on it, it's gonna taste great. All right, I think it's time we try it now. All right, let's grab a good piece here of this breast. Man, those flavors really come together. Everything about this bird is a hit. So look, there you have it. Very simple turkey recipe, but also delicious. If you haven't tried a smoked turkey before, you are missing out. If you enjoyed this recipe, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. And if you haven't already, go ahead and check out my other videos. Until next time.